Heartbreaking loss for the Washington Commanders as they lose 26-29 to the Seattle Seahawks. Myers, the Seahawks kicker, kicking a game-winning field goal. I'm gonna break down everything that happened in this game, position group by position group. But first off, I just want to give a general analysis of the entire game, as I always do every post game video. This game, I feel like, is solely on the defense and Ron Rivera's clock management towards the end of the game. Let's talk about the defense. Defense, is specifically Benjamin St. Juste, because on the drive where the Seahawks, um, I think their second to last drive, third or second to last drive, Benjamin St. Juste solely. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was third and six, and we were about to get off the field. We were about to get off the field. We forced an incompletion. Geno Smith had to throw it away by bringing the blitz. Shout out to Jack Darrell bringing the blitz, although he was absolutely terrible today. I mean, defense gave up almost 500 total yards to the Seahawks today. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. But Benjamin St. Juste, they actually went for fourth and six, and Geno Smith threw an incompletion, but it was intended for DK Metcalf. Benjamin St. Juste got called for a pass interference while covering DK Metcalf. I'm pretty sure he got there a little early. Yeah, he did get there a little early. I kind of argued that wasn't a PI, but after seeing a replay, I was like, okay, that's a pass interference. He did get there early. He did make contact with DK Metcalf early, so that was that. And that was a drive killer. That definitely was, because the Seahawks got the ball back, obviously automatic first down because of the pass interference. And on the next play, actually, well, before the next play, the Seahawks' next play, we got called for too many men on the field, so it was now 1st and 5 for the Seahawks. And then I'm pretty sure it was a carry from Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. I'm pretty sure it was Kenneth Walker. Benjamin St. Juste got called for a face mask. He pulled the face mask of Kenneth Walker while tackling him out of bounds, and he got called for that. That was bad. And then Benjamin St. Juste, that touchdown to Tyler Lockett in the end zone. St. Juste was covering Lockett, and he just got beat. He just got beat. He got cooked by Lockett. It was bad. Benjamin St. Juste, he did not have a bad. He did not have a good game at all today. I mean, he had a couple of nice pass deflections, pass breakers, but overall, he sold us this game, and especially when the Seahawks got in field goal range. Actually, he allowed a big catch to DK Metcalf that went for, I think DK went for like 30, 40 yards on that play, and got the Seahawks in field goal range gave the Seahawks in field goal range, and ultimately won them the game. So Benjamin St. Juste, he was bad today. All right, and Emmanuel Forbes, him getting ejected earlier, I didn't agree with that call at all, because okay, helmet to helmet hit, sure, that's a personal foul. Okay, that's unnecessary roughness. All right, so I agree with that. That was a helmet to helmet hit. But ejection, first off, he was going for the ball, and I'm pretty sure he was trying to lean with his shoulder, but his helmet made contact with with Tyler Lockett's helmet, so that's why helmet to helmet hit. Sure, call that all the time. That is a unnecessary roughness. All right, that's a good call right there. I agree with that. But him getting ejected, that was bad. All right, that was terrible in my opinion. I don't think he should have gotten ejected. He was trying to play the ball. He was playing the ball, and he tried to lean with his shoulder. So that's just my thoughts right there. So overall, well, I personally feel like Ford shouldn't have gotten ejected. So I mean, overall with the defense, that touchdown they allowed to Kenneth Walker, pretty bad. Uh, he had a solid game. Zach Charbonnet. To be honest, in the first half, defense was playing very good. They only allowed 9 points to Geno Smith and the Seahawks offense, so they were playing very good in the first half. Second half, though, it was bad. It was rough. It was very rough in the second half. So that's overall my thoughts on the defense and how they played. They weren't great. Offense, however, well, let me get to Ron Rivera actually. On our final drive, it was, I want to say, yeah, actually, it was a second and something. I forgot. It was a second down though. All right, we called a play. I'm pretty sure it was incomplete. Yeah, Howell was trying to go to, I want to say, Curtis Samuel, but it was incomplete. It was an incomplete pass. And then for some reason, the clock stops when you throw an incomplete pass. For some reason, Ron Rivera calls a timeout. We had 3 timeouts at that point. He calls a timeout, and we're down to 2. Why would you waste a timeout in that situation. I don't know why, because there's still over a minute left. Even if we score on this drive, which we did, the Seahawks get the ball back. So I just don't know why we took a timeout there. To save the Seahawks some time if we scored on that drive, and the Seahawks would get the ball back. And then the next timeout he took, our second timeout he wasted, Antonio Gibson, it was on a third down. I think it was like a 3rd and 10. Antonio Gibson got a pretty good gainage, and he was just short of the fourth down line, well, the first down line. And for some reason, he was inbounds, by the way. And for some reason, Ron Rivera called a timeout there. I'm not sure why. You got two times. I mean, we got some momentum going, right? It's just a 4th and 1. We can easily pick that up. There's no need to call a timeout in that situation. I just did not understand that. I would understand if it was like maybe a bigger 4th down gain, but in that situation we only needed a yard or two. I just don't understand going for that there. So Ron Rivera has some terrible clock management. It was bad. All right, it was bad. Anyway, so let me go position by position group real quick. Sam Howell, he's the future. I already made a video about how I personally feel like Sam Howell is the future in this game. Like, if you don't think Sam Howell is the future of this team, then I don't know. I don't know. All right, because he was 29 for 44, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was sacked only 3 times. Offensive line wasn't amazing today, but they certainly weren't terrible. But Sam Howell, he's that dude. All right, he's that dude. We gotta build around him. And this offseason, we definitely have the opportunity to, especially with all the draft picks we got, all the cap space we got, the next regime, because we know our current regime is gone. They're gone. They are gone. But yeah, Sam Howell, he's just him. All right, he balled out today on the first drive. That touchdown to Brian Robinson, an off-script throw to Brian Robinson. Great play. Brian Robinson had an amazing game as well. Didn't do much on the ground, and we only had 14 carries today. That's way little carry. We should have had more. I don't know why we didn't have. I don't know why we didn't run the ball more, to be honest. So I feel like we should have ran the ball more. That's just my opinion. Brian Robinson, though, he balled out. He had 6 catches for 119 yards and a touchdown. Antonio Gibson, he had a solid game too. 5 catches, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. But that Howell throw to Brian Robinson on the first drive, beautiful. Brian Robinson, the yards after catch, went for 51 yards. He also had another play later in the game, in the second half actually. Sam Howell, basically the same off-script throw, literally deja vu. That went for 48 yards. So Brian Robinson, he had an excellent game. Sam Howell, he was amazing. And right now he leads the NFL in passing yards with, I'm pretty sure, over 2,700 passing yards. So that's amazing. Sam Howell's legit. All right, Sam Howell's legit. And that throw he made it to De'Ami Brown, where De'Ami Brown ran it, he got more yards off the catch and ran it in for a touchdown. Not a lot of quarterbacks are making that throw in this league, all right? He literally threw it over, I'm pretty sure, I want to say Devin Witherspoon or Tariq Woolen that was. De'Ami Brown came down with that. It was just a beautiful throw by Sam Howell. Beautiful play. Sam Howell's just that dude. He's him. All right, Sam Howell is, in fact, him. He's him. The other receivers, De'Ami Brown, he had that touchdown. That was amazing. Terry McLaurin, our 3 guys, our 3 top wide receivers. Terry McLaurin, obviously. Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. Jahan Dotson had 0 catches for 0 yards today. He had 1 drop pass. I think it was in the second half of the 3rd quarter, but I don't know what it is. I partially blame EB. His because early on in the game, most of the plays he was calling were really our passing plays specifically. They were behind the line of scrimmage or just dump offs, screen pass. It was just bad. All right, I'm not gonna lie. His play calling was very predictable in the first half, and that's why our offense really wasn't able to get much going in the first half. In the second half, they were way better. But in the first half, really wasn't able to get much going. Now, I don't blame this loss on the offense because Sam Howell and the offense clutched up on their last drive. Defense just sold. All right, the defense sold the game. But Sam Howell, not Sam Howell, Eric Bieniemy, he definitely had some very questionable play calls today. So, but overall, he wasn't bad today. He just had some very questionable play calls. And that's the thing about Eric Bieniemy. He is very inconsistent. If he can just get more consistent, he would be better. He would obviously be better, but He's just very consistent, and that's the main thing about Herb Bieniemy. In my opinion, I probably wouldn't bring him back after the season. I mean, it may be if he like looks really good for the rest of the season. Sure, I'm making my head coach, maybe keep him as offensive coordinator, but that's all up to the next regime. All right, they might like Josh Harris might straight up decide to just clean house, fire everybody. So Airbnb might not be back regardless of what the next regime thinks about him. So those are my thoughts on the offense. Overall, not they were pretty good. All right, and they were not the reason why we lost this game. Defense, they were definitely the reason why they lost this game. First of all, Jamin Davis, he was actually pretty solid today. He had some nice tackles, some nice tackle for losses, some nice. He was good today. I like Jamin today. He was flying around. He had 11 total tackles, and 2 tackles for losses. Cam Curl, he was solid today. He had 10 tackles. Percy Butler, he missed on that Kenneth Walker 64-yard touchdown. Percy Butler missed the tackle on Kenneth Walker, so that was pretty bad. But overall, he wasn't terrible today. He had a tackle for loss along with 9 tackles. David Mayo, he got beat in coverage like he always does, but he was pretty nice in stopping the run, so he wasn't terrible. Like I said, Benjamin St-Juste, he had a terrible game. All right, he had a bad game. All right, so not much to say there about St-Juste. Kendall Fuller, he was pretty good. Deron Payne, he did something. Jonathan Allen, I do not want to hear Jonathan Allen speak after the defense's performance today. I don't want to hear Jonathan Allen speak for the rest of the season, really, because this is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. He did have a sack today. It was a nice. It was a coverage sack though. To be honest, let's be for real. Deron Payne should have had a sack, but Jonathan Allen got called for holding on one of the Seahawks' offensive line, and so only had 1 sack today. Pass rush really wasn't there, mainly in the first half. They were kind of there in the second half, but just still wasn't enough for us to get the win. So Jonathan Allen, he was just not great today. He was okay. All right, he wasn't bad. He wasn't amazing. He was okay. Jartavius Martin, he had 4 tackles today. Danny Johnson, 3 tackles. He got beat in coverage sometimes. Casey Toohill, 2 tackles. Also had a TFL. And that is about it. Andre Jones, he had a tackle, but he also had 2 very nice pass deflections. Well, batted down passes, which were pretty nice as well. Special teams. Joey Sly, he missed that extra point, and I literally said that extra point might come out and haunt us like towards the end of the game. It kind of did with Ron Rivera. When we got the touchdown, Ron Rivera opted to go just for the single extra point instead of going for 2, which I wasn't totally mad at. I mean, even if Joey Sly made the extra point, the score would be 27-29, and the Seahawks would still need a field goal to win it. So really wouldn't have mattered if Joey Sly kicked the extra point, and since when we scored the touchdown, it was 25-26 at that point. If we went for 2, would have been 27-29, and the Seahawks, 27-26, and the Seahawks still needed just a field goal to win it. So really wouldn't have mattered. The outcome really wouldn't have mattered. But overall, Joey Sly was good. The extra point was actually not his fault. It was Cameron Cheeseman's fault. Pretty bad snap. It was a low snap, and it was just bad. And Trustway tried to handle it, but since it was a bad snap, Sly couldn't really kick it the way he wanted to. So Cheeseman, he was pretty bad today. He had some high snaps, some low snaps. He needs to be cut immediately. I'm not going to lie. We have to find a replacement for Cameron Cheeseman. We really do. So that's really it for today's video. Overall takeaways, defense was bad. Benjamin St-Juste, terrible today. EB, he had his ups and downs. Ron Rivera, terrible clock management. And then Sam Howell, he's the quarterback of the future. All right, he's our franchise quarterback. All right, and if you don't believe it, well, you should start. You should start believing that. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe, turn on the notifications. On the road to 3K subs. If you could, hit that sub button. I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.